everyone, welcome to the Europe Truck Driver YouTube channel. Before we hit the road and dive into this video about Passau, the city of three rivers, don't forget to support us with a like, leave a comment, and if you enjoy our journeys, be sure to subscribe. This is the road. Our home, our office, our endless horizon. Thousands of kilometers on the odometer, countless coffees at rest stops. And today, friends, our journey ends in one of the most picturesque and strategically important cities in southern Germany. In Passau, it's a place where three rivers, three cultures, and three different routes meet. And we, the truckers, have our place here too. Buckle up, we're off to Passau. Passau, the city of three rivers. Passau, in German Passau, is known as the city of three rivers. And it's not just a catchy name. It's right here that three major European rivers flow into each other. The Danube, at 2,857 kilometers, the Danube is the second longest river in Europe after the Volga, and the longest that flows exclusively within the European Union. It's also the only major European river to flow roughly from west to east before finally emptying into the Black Sea. The Inn, this river, which originates in the Swiss Alps, is actually longer than the Danube at the point of their confluence. Its waters have a milky green color, and it flows through Austria and southern Germany. The Ilz, this smaller but beautiful river, joins Passau from the north. It has a dark blue to black color, which is why people call it the Black Pearl of the Bavarian forest. Its waters come from mountain swamps and moors. And that's what's most fascinating about Passau. These three rivers merge into the Danube, and you can clearly see how their different colors blend. Since the Danube is a key transport artery for us drivers, it's a major landmark. Passau also has an international port and a container terminal, so I sometimes drive here to pick up or drop off cargo. Boat trips, relax on the waves. If you have some time in Passau, I highly recommend seeing the rivers from a different perspective, from a boat. It's a great way to relax and see the city in the confluence from every angle. The Three River Cruise. This is the most popular trip. It takes about 45 minutes, and the boat takes you along all three rivers. From the deck, you'll see St. Stephen's Cathedral, Vesti Oberhaus Castle, and, most importantly, that amazing colorful confluence of the Danube, Inn, and Ilz. The price for an adult is approximately €15. Children between 6 and 13 get a 50% discount. Cruises to other cities. Passau is also a popular starting point for longer cruises along the Danube. You can choose from several routes that take you to major cities like Vienna, Budapest, or even all the way to the Iron Gates. The price, of course, varies depending on the length and comfort of the boat, but expect day trips to start from €20 and up, while multi-day cruises to Vienna or Budapest can cost hundreds of euros. Some boats, like the Crystal Ship with its Swarovski crystals, are an experience in themselves. Truckers' navigation and roads in Passau. For us truck drivers, Passau has its own specifics. The city is wedged between rivers, which means passing through the center is restricted for heavy vehicles. Most freight traffic, therefore, moves along the bypass and major roads. Motorway A3. This is the most important route that crosses Passau, connecting it with Nuremberg and Regensburg to the west, and with Linz and Vienna to the east. It's our main link to Austria and other countries in Eastern Europe. B12 and B85. These roads serve as bypasses. The B12 leads north towards Freyung and the Czech border, while the B85 is important for domestic transport. Passau also has one of the largest rest stops in the region. The motorway service station and truck stop on the A3 before the Austrian border is a true lifesaver for us, because Austria has stricter rules for weekend driving in bans, and we often have to wait there. A detailed look at the sights. If you find yourself in Passau and have some free time, here are a few places worth visiting. St. Stephen's Cathedral. This Baroque cathedral dominates the city. What makes it truly unique is its organ. It's considered the largest cathedral organ in the world and the largest organ in Europe that can be played from a single main console. It's composed of 5 separate organs located in different parts of the building, but all can be controlled from one central console. Altogether, it has 17,974 pipes and 233 stops. Regular concerts are held here during the summer months, which are famous worldwide. The cathedral was built between 1668 and 1678 after a fire destroyed the previous Gothic church. West Oberhaus. This massive fortress stands on a hill high above the confluence of the Danube and the Ilz. It is one of the largest preserved fortresses in Europe. It was founded in 1219 by Passau's Prince Bishop Ulrich II. In the past, it served not only as the residence of the bishops, but also as a military prison, known as the Bavarian Bastille. Today, its premises house the Oberhaus Museum, which focuses on the history of the city and the region. The fortress offers an incredible view of the entire city and the river confluence. You can also visit a restaurant, an observatory, and even the St. George's Chapel with its Gothic frescoes, which is older than the fortress itself. The Old Town, Altstadt, the center of Passau, may not be very big, but it's packed with history and beauty. Thanks to the massive fire in 1662 that destroyed most of medieval Passau, the city was rebuilt in an impressive Baroque style. This Italian-influenced architecture gave Passau the nickname Bavarian Venice. The local streets are narrow and winding, filled with colorful facades. The main square, Residenzplatz, is home to the new bishop's residence and the Old Town Hall, which has a neo-Gothic bell tower. The Glass Museum Passau is home to one of the largest glass museums in the world. It showcases a collection of more than 30,000 pieces of Bohemian and European glass from the Baroque period to the modern era. The museum is located in the historic Wildermann Patrician House. It is a fascinating place to see some amazing craftsmanship. Detailed tips for trips in the surroundings. If you have a longer break in Passau, it's worth exploring its surroundings. Bavarian Forest National Park. It's just a short drive north of Passau, which is perfect when you need to get away from the truck for a bit and breathe some fresh air. Not far from Freyung, about 40 kilometers from Passau, is the Treetop Walk, where you can stroll along a wooden walkway high above the ground. The entire path is wheelchair accessible, and at the end, you'll find a 44-meter high observation tower with a stunning 360 degrees view of the entire forest. Right next to the walkway is the Tierfreigelande, animal enclosures, where you can observe wolves, bears, lynx, and otters in their natural environment. It's a great way to stretch your legs. Neuburg Castle on the Inn, just about 15 kilometers west of Passau, lies the beautiful Renaissance Neuburg Castle. It is built on a rock high above the Inn River and offers a great view. The castle was originally owned by the Neuburg family, but in the 16th century, it was rebuilt into a magnificent Renaissance residence. Today, it is privately owned, but hosts various cultural events and exhibitions. From the outside, it is a feast for the eyes and an ideal spot for a photo. Scharding in Austria. If you enjoy foreign countries, you can pop just a few kilometers across the border from Passau to the Austrian town of Scharding. The town is famous for its picturesque, colorful Baroque houses, known as the Silberzeil, Silver Row. These were the homes of wealthy merchants and craftsmen, and they feature rich facade decorations. It's a great place to have a traditional Austrian coffee on the square and spend a peaceful afternoon. It's only a 10-minute drive from Passau via the B388. Český Krumlov. For those of you who have time for a longer trip, I recommend visiting Český Krumlov. This historic town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a true gem of southern Bohemia. Its centerpiece is the massive castle and chateau that sits on a rock above the Vltava River. You can wander through the streets, admire the unique architecture, or take a raft or canoe trip on the river. It's about a 1.5-hour drive from Passau, so it's not a huge detour. Prices and gastronomy in Passau. Passau also has a lot to offer when it comes to food and prices. Prices are typically German, but slightly lower than in larger metropolises. Breakfast. A breakfast, Frühstück, in a cafe costs between €8 and €15. Lunch/dinner. A meal in a cheaper restaurant will cost you between €12 and €20. But if you go for traditional Bavarian cuisine like roasted pork knuckle with dumplings, expect to pay around €20 to €30. Local beer. Local beer brewed right in Passau is of course available. A glass of beer, Helles or Dunkels, costs around €4 to €5. So that was Passau, a city where the elegance of history and nature mixes with the hustle and bustle of international transport. It's an experience, but after a day like this, it's best to get back behind the wheel and hit the open road. And that's what it's all about. The next stop, the next 1,000 kilometers. But the experience of Passau, no one can take that away from us. Thank you for watching our video about Passau, and if you liked it, give us a like. If you want to support our Europe Truck Driver channel, subscribe so you don't miss the next video. And of course, share your experience of Passau in the comments.